Hi guys, Look here and welcome to another FIFA 20 player review, and in this video guys, I'm going to be reviewing the 81 rated Real Madrid new signing Eder Militao. He's been given a pretty awesome upgrade from his FIFA 19 card. He's gone up to an 81 rated centre back with pretty decent pace and also defensive stats as well. I was actually really lucky to be able to pack this guy from the 25k weekly gold pack. If you do pre-order a certain edition of FIFA, you're given two 25k gold packs every single week. I was able to pack him the tradable packs as well, so he does go for around about 25,000 coins, and I think will rise come Tuesday and then also Friday when we get like the full release of the game to the whole world and stuff like that. But interestingly, it says on the stats that I didn't play any games with this card. I was using him in online friendlies through classic matches and through max chemistry to be able to try and complete the early access like challenge or whatever. You have to win free online games, which is a bit annoying in online friendly. So interestingly, despite them being online games, unless there's a glitch with this Militao card or something, the stats that I got with this card didn't actually count to his card. So I played 4 games with him. He didn't score me any goals. He did get me 1 assist in those 4 games though, and he does also have a 2-star big forwards as well as 2-star skill moves. Moving along into his in-game stats, his main standard stats are going to be his 82 stand tackle, 81 reactions, 80 sprint speed, and finally his 82 interceptions. And I did have the basic chemistry stat applied to Militao. I wasn't too sure what best chemistry style I would apply to him. Maybe the anchor chemistry style or something like that, but he's already got decent pace, and with the basic chem style, his pace is still slightly increased a little bit. Also, his defensive stats and physical stats are also still quite increased quite nicely with that basic chemistry style. And I have to say, I did enjoy this card. I think he's a really, really good centre-back from La Liga. He's probably, for the price range that you've that he's around, he is probably one of the more better, well-rounded La Liga centre-backs for like 25,000 coins or less currently. You know, is he as good as someone like I Sergio Ramos? Probably not. Is he as good as a Rafael Varane? No, I don't think he is. But he's probably the cheaper option of them. And, you know, I think for his price range and for the card that you get at this stage of FIFA, I think he's more than good enough. You know, for a road to glory, maybe if you just want him as like a cheap player well, cheap-ish player in your defence, I think he can more than do the job. I think he's got good pace, decent dribbling for a centre-back, okay passing for the stage of FIFA for a centre-back, and reasonable decent defensive stats as well. Remember, it's not FUT Champions for another 2 weeks as well, so you don't really have to worry about that. This guy can more than do your job in Division Rivals, there's no doubt about that. But his first pro for me will be his pace. Very quick for a centre-back. That's the probably the main thing. The fact that obviously, you know, he's seen as like a future, well, he's not a Galactico signing, but he seems like a future player for Real Madrid, and also the fact that he's got decent pace for his centre-back obviously means that's why he's a little bit more expensive. And he is quick. He can keep up with a lot of attackers. You know, he's got a 70 acceleration, 80 sprint speed. He does go up to 85 sprint speed with that basic chem style. He does feel pretty quick. You don't have to worry about him getting tired either, because he's got the 88 stamina as well, which is pretty awesome. So pace-wise is very good. He can backtrack, make tackles, all that good stuff. Pace, very, very good for a centre-back. He's nowhere near slow or anything like that, which is obviously a very, you know, good, nice asset to this Militao card. The second pro as well will be his tackling. Yeah, very good defensive stats to the stage of FIFA. 82 interceptions, that was very good in-game. 81 defensive awareness, that goes up to 86. His stand tackle is at 82, and his start tackle is at 80. They both go into the high 80s with that basic chemistry style as well. Made a lot of good tackles when teams were on the counter-attack, just stopped them dead by making awesomely timed slide tackles. Good stand tackles as well, made quite a few interceptions in a lot of the games as well. Very solid defensive stats all around there for Militao. And then his final pro as well will be his heading. Decent height at 6'1". Obviously, it's not the tallest of centre backs. You know, I think as we get on throughout FIFA, I think you can probably all agree, if you're watching this video, we do want to try and get icons eventually, like some Maldini, the likes of, you know, Laurent Blanc's, Desailly's and stuff like that. But, you know, who've got better height than Eder Militao. But 6'1", still decent for this stage of FIFA. And also, he's got the 86 jumping, which means, yes, he may not be like his 6'4" or something like that, which is obviously maybe, you know, what we all want for our centre-backs and stuff, but 6'1", still pretty tall, and the fact that he's got like 91 jumping, obviously 86, but it goes up to 91 with the basic chemistry style, means he can leap, and he can make actually a lot of those headers. He can leap ahead of a lot of, you know, attacking players trying to make headers and stuff like that as well. So his heading from open play, from set pieces, it's very, very decent all around. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this card for, you know, as a whole. I think he's very well balanced. I think even his dribbling isn't too bad, so you can kind of play him out of the defense area a little bit as well with that decent ball control and reactions. I also think his passing stats are pretty decent. He did make a couple good passes to get the ball out of dangerous play as well. You know, his long passing and short passing does go into the mid-70s with that basic chemistry style, so that's pretty awesome as well. I think on the whole, it's a, you know, if you're looking for a La Liga centre-back or a Brazilian centre-back, and you maybe got like 30,000 coins to spend or something like that, I think he'd be a very, very good player to have. I think he's definitely one of the better options in La Liga, on the sort of the cheaper side, if you want to say. But yeah, I enjoyed him, and I think, you know, on the whole, you're getting a very, very reliable centre-back card for this stage of FIFA. But anyway, guys, that is going to finish off this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.